his last album was completed by Jon Brion, who you've said in the past that when working with Mac Miller, there's no finished project in the archives that you knew he was cool with. And his family said, nope, it's okay. You have the green light to finish this project. Mac didn't. So I guess, this might be just a long-winded way to say, are you happy with Circles being the final chapter of his legacy, or would you have preferred that nothing came out?
No, I absolutely am. I love that record and I'm glad it came out. And I think that the only person on the planet that could have finished it in a way that Mac would be proud was Jon Brion. He did things on that record that I feel sure Mac would have appreciated, that I know that I wasn't capable of doing. There was no better person. And a lot of those were started with Jon, so it just made sense to continue with him. But I think that it was important. I know that Mac was really excited about those records when he was making them, making the demos. And, he definitely felt like, hey, this is going to be my next chapter. I might go back to just straight rapping, I might whatever, but this very next chapter, this is going to be me exploring this more singer-songwriter sort of like, something beyond hip hop idea. I think that it would have been really important for him to see that released, and to see people appreciate that side of him. And yeah, again, like, I don't think that there was anyone better than Jon. I mean, you got to keep in mind too, like, Mac was such a big fan of Jon, and like, the Eternal Sunshine soundtrack was like one of his favorite pieces of music. And, he had such appreciation for what that guy did, and does as a musician and as a producer and composer. So, I think all the way around it was the right call, and I'm glad it, exists in the world.
What did you think of Jon Brion's interpretation of Mac Miller? Do you think that he handled the execution of Circles well? Do you wish that you had a bigger part of the record?
I'll be honest, I was a little hurt. I didn't have much input at all on that one. And yeah, I mean, with Jon Brion, I mean, he's like super talented, so I'm not even saying I would do anything better than him. You know what I mean? That's not realistic. But yeah, I just sometimes I it hurts sometimes if you're left out of some shit just on a personal level. But I don't know. Once again, it's like I can't really control what other people do. It's like and like Mac always had a vision with things, and it's like if that was his vision, then that's what it is. You know what I mean? Like, I respect it.
Well, the last thing I want to do is put words in Edan's mouth, but I kind of asked him that question, and he said that Jon Brion was the only person who would have been able to handle that responsibility.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that, and I like. I mean, I don't know how everybody feels about Kanye at this point, but like, I love Late Registration, so it's like, thinking about Jon Brion working on that, it's like that's cool to have that dude, doing finishing touches on your album. You know what I mean? Like, I totally get it, and I agree with what E said. It's like, I don't know who else really would have been able to do it.